talent when talent doesn't work hard. The Boston Celtics came into this game with a lot of momentum after winning 3 straight games, hoping to become the first team to ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. And man, was it a game. From what I seen at the game, the Boston Celtics were gassed. They were tired. You know how tiring it is to try to win 3 straight games? Let me know in the comments if that's an excuse or not. After winning 3 straight, then going into the last game tired and gassed out. Is that an excuse or not? Let me know down in the comments. But I feel like it might be an excuse, but also you gotta dig deep to try to finish this game out. Jason Tatum also had a very noticeable injury to his ankle. He had tweaked his ankle early in the game, and throughout the whole game he was grimacing, making faces. You know, whenever he came down on that ankle, he just felt like he was out of it. So, but I think injuries and all that type of stuff is part of the game, because the Miami Heat can argue that Tyler Hero was also injured. If they would have had him, maybe it would have been a completely different series. Who knows? He expected to be back by game 3 against Denver, but that's a whole different topic. Like I said at the beginning of the video, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The Boston Celtics had all the talent in the world. You can go through their whole team, 1 through 15, really 1 through 14. You can go through this whole team and see how much talent they have on that roster. If you look at Miami Heat's roster, they have a lot of undrafted players on their team. And it's like them boys is out there balling through sheer will. It seems like they wanted it more. They wanted it more. I believe they probably took 3 games off just to save up all their energy for game 7. As you can see from the post game from game 6, Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, was fired up. He wanted the game to start now. He was in the press conference saying, "I wish we could start game 7 right now," because they knew they was going to take care of business. The report said that the Miami Heat even booked their tickets to Denver before game 7 tipped off, because it's like, you know how much confidence you have to book your tickets to the next series while game 7, which can go either way, haven't started yet. That's a lot of freaking confidence, and I applaud the Miami Heat for that. What's going to be the future for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? I don't know if they're going to break up. I don't know if they're going to stay together. I don't know if they're going to retool that team, because it's like it's a lot of pieces that they need. They need a 3-and-D defender, or a 3-and-D type of player. And speaking of 3-and-D players, they make a lot of money in this league. Everybody needs a 3-and-D player on their team. Everybody needs one. And the Celtics desperately need one. They also need a valuable big man. Not saying Al Horford is bad. Al Horford is just old, trying to bang down there with the young guys. He's too old for that. Maybe if they had young Al Horford, he would have made a big difference in this series. But I feel like, he was just gassed out. Everybody was tired. Like a whole 7-game series with one of the arguably probably the toughest team in the conference right now, the Miami Heat. They beat the 1-seeded Bucks. They beat the Knicks. They beat the Celtics, who was a high seed. They beat every team that was higher than them, and they came in as the underdogs. They lost their first playing game, but won the second one against the Bulls, and it's just been up from there. It's like, I don't know, Jimmy Butler being the leader that he is leading that team to glory. I don't know what's being said in the locker room. I don't know his leadership style. I don't know how he's pumping them up, but he's pumping them up with something, and it's really taking effect on the court. Those guys are playing really, really hard. And I think with the Miami Heat, they have that guy, Caleb Martin, who's not afraid of the big moment. A lot of teams in the NBA needs guys like those. Those players that have that killer instinct, who's not afraid of the big moment, who doesn't care about the lights, they don't care about the crowd, they don't care about the pressure, they just go in and play, and they have a cool head through it all. That's the type of players that are needed in the NBA. 3-and-D players and people who aren't afraid of the moment. The Miami Heat had that zone on them, and that zone tore the Boston Celtics apart. And all the Boston Celtics needed to do to beat the zone is to have somebody who's not afraid to take that free throw mid-range. Not afraid of it, because if he's in consistently from that mid-range, then the Miami Heat have to break up that zone, then they can go back to playing how they were regularly playing. But the Celtics were living and dying by the 3. They shot terribly. They shot 21% in game 7 from 3. And I'm looking at the game like, why are you taking so many threes? Do something, drive the ball. Do something else. Because these threes are not working. The threes are working over there at the Miami Heat. It's working for them, but it's not working for y'all. So I need to change up the game plan. That's what I was saying throughout the whole game. It seemed like the Celtics was just struggling throughout the whole game. It's like nobody wanted to step up and take over and not be afraid of that big moment. And even though the Miami Heat was running that zone and they couldn't drive the ball like that, you know, zone 2-3 zone, that zone defense is really to stop people from driving in. But the Miami Heat has so much energy that they closed out on the 3-point shooters while running the zone. And I can commend that. I can really commend that. We thought the Celtics was going to be the first team to come back from 3-0, and you see everybody on social media saying, oh man, that's the script. That's the NBA script. They're trying to give it to the Celtics. They thought they was going to give it to the Lakers, but now they're giving it to the Celtics. And Miami Heat shut all that crap up. I'm just still stuck on that they booked their flight to Denver before the game. That's a lot of confidence, because if you would have lost, you had to cancel that. You would have to cancel that trip. It's just like they knew they was going to be in this position to win. And speaking of that, Jimmy Butler predicted this whole thing last year. He said that next year they're going to be in the exact same position, because last year they was in Boston for game 7 and they lost. And Jimmy Butler said in that press conference in 2022 that they're going to be back in the same position next year and they're going to get the job done. And that's exactly what they did. And it's really poetic. It's really poetic when, you know, a team or somebody can write checks that they can cash. I love that. I really do. And the thing is, I want to pick them to win the NBA Finals, but I feel like I just can't. I'm going to have to go with the Nuggets. I feel like the Nuggets are going to be your 2023 NBA champions, and either Jamal Murray or Nikola Jokic is going to win the MVP. Because although Miami Heat is going to run that zone, I feel like Jamal Murray is not going to be afraid to take that free throw mid-range jumper. He's not going to be afraid. The Miami Heat going to have to change up their game plan. Jokic on Bam Adebayo. I believe that's going to be food for Jokic. I feel like Jokic is going to pick Bam Adebayo apart unless Bam starts to, I don't know, turn it on and try to clamp him up defensively. But Jokic is way taller and Jokic is way more skilled than Bam Adebayo. And I feel like he's going to post him up, do some post moves on him, standing layups over him, or he's going to shoot right over him. I don't think the Miami Heat is going to have an answer for having a big man running the offense. Because that's going to put more work on Bam Adebayo, and I don't think Bam Adebayo is cut out like that. Not saying he's not a great player, but against Jokic, I feel like it's a whole different ball game. And they got Jamal Murray as fearless as they come. You know, I was talking about earlier how every team has to have that player that's not afraid to take the shots in the big moments, and I feel like Jamal Murray is that guy. You see how he picked apart the Lakers and all these other teams in the playoffs. I believe that if Jamal Murray catches fire, it's going to be a short series. It's definitely going to be a short series. I'm definitely going to believe that Eric Spoelstra is going to put Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray because they're probably the same height, and Jimmy Butler can definitely play defense. But I feel like that's going to tire out Jimmy Butler because you got to play hard on defense and he's going to have to play hard on offense. But although the Miami Heat has hard work, you know, they never been to this stage before. At least not all of them. Bam has, Jimmy Butler has, Tyler Hero has, Duncan Robinson has, but the rest of the team, they haven't been this high before. So what if the Miami Heat gas out just like the Celtics? You know, they've been playing in long series. The Nuggets are they're rested. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think is going to happen between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat? I think the Denver Nuggets are going to take this in 6 games. That's what I think. That's my prediction. just for the simple fact that the Nuggets are a complete team and a more skilled team. But then again, you can say that about the Celtics. The Celtics were supposedly a complete team, the more skilled team, but hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. But with the Denver Nuggets, I feel like they have both hard work and the talent. I think the Nuggets have a chip on their shoulder, like I said in my previous videos. They have a chip on their shoulder. Jamal Murray coming back from injury. He's trying to prove that he can still play. I believe that Jokic hears the talk about him not being the best big man in the NBA because, you know, Joel Embiid got the MVP. You feel like he should have deserved the MVP. And, you know, everybody thinks Denver plays boring basketball. It's like they're the Spurs of this era. Nobody really likes watching them. And, you know, they play slow and boring and to the book. And a lot of people don't like that. But for real NBA fans, you can appreciate that type of level of play. I appreciate that. I love when teams can use the X's and O's to pick apart a team. I love when people can run their offense efficiently and effectively, pick apart the defense. Everybody touches the ball, great ball movement, great defense, hustle, effort, rebounding, offensive rebounding. And then to put the cherry on top, you got a freaking 7-footer running the floor. How are you going to guard that? But we'll see. We'll see on Thursday. We'll see how game one goes. I apologize for not making videos about the Eastern Conference Finals. You know, I've been dealing with transitioning and moving and getting a new job and all that. But I'll be sure to cover the finals whenever I can. Hopefully I can. Finals going to be starting when I get my new job and all that. So we'll see. If I'm not going to make long videos like this, I'm definitely going to make TikToks about it. I feel like that's probably a fair trade. Thank you guys for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe because it helps the algorithm. Have a great day.